Welcome to Colombia! Today, the one and only Coffee Triangle travel guide. There are many travel guides for the Coffee Triangle in Colombia, but this is the only real one, the only with the good experience. As I already mentioned in other videos, you find lots of information about Colombia in blogs or Facebook, but you have to be aware. Much of this information you can find, don't believe it. It's a very specific perspective, or those are just lies or copying false information from other sources in the web. So be careful with believing everything. Believe me, I traveled recently to the Coffee Triangle. 1 week ago I just came back, and you receive real information here with me from your Colombiafrank. If you're not subscribed yet, you should subscribe right now. Hit the bell that you will not miss future valuable information all around Colombia. Today we are hosted by the coffee Huasicamas. That's indigenous coffee. They're actually situated in the department of Nariño towards the Pacific coast, and it's a social project. They sell their coffee here, and they have the plan to make other coffee shops in different cities to support their community, to rebuild, because they went through many struggles. So here you can find products like coffee, bags, artisanal products, all kinds of stuff. We'll show you in the video. So let's jump into the Coffee Triangle travel guide. As I told you, I just came back from a 2-week trip. I went to Manizales, Pereira, Armenia, and then Cali. It was a great trip, very exhausting. We worked a lot. We went, the two of us, Dana, come here. So this is Dana, she's my multimedia pro. We went there together, and we found some cool stuff, some cool new stuff. People are investing, so we have more quality sites. We stayed over in a hotel which was still under construction, not open yet. It will open in the next couple of weeks. I'll tell you more about that shortly, but for now, let's give you a little bit of overview over the Coffee Triangle. So the Coffee Triangle actually consists of different departments in Colombia. It's not just one department, it's a unity of department Tolima, Caldas, Risaralda, in Quindío, and there's also parts of Valle de Cauca, but we don't count that. So it's actually those 4 departments. Also Tolima is just partly. And as some can imagine, coffee region of Colombia, most people think most of coffee will be produced in the Coffee Triangle. That's not totally true. There is actually less and less coffee production in that region. There are other departments where there is produced much more coffee in Colombia. On our travel guide of the Colombian Coffee Triangle, we see here, I listed some data where you can see in which departments the most coffee is grown in Colombia. And we have the department of Huila, which is also very close to the Coffee Triangle because you need mountains. You have the ideal altitude for growing coffee is actually 1,300 to 2,000 meters above sea level, which is in feet 4,260 to 6,560 feet. So this is the perfect altitude for growing coffee. So all over Colombia, where you have the Andean mountains, you can actually grow coffee, and this is what they do. So let's jump into the activities. What can you do in the Coffee Triangle? In general, in the whole Coffee Triangle, you can do horse riding, you can do hiking, you can do coffee tours, of course, and also very important, bird watching. The Coffee Triangle, because of its mountains and valleys, you have different altitudes, and bird watching is very, very important because you have endemic birds, and also besides the endemic birds, near endemics and interesting birds. So bird watching, it's actually bird watching paradise, and for bird watching tours, one of the most important destinations in Colombia. So let's start with the department of Quindío, which is probably the most famous among backpackers because you have destinations like Salento. So the capital of Quindío is Armenia, not like Armenia in Eastern Europe, but this is Armenia, the capital. It has, let's see, 300,000 inhabitants. It's on 1,500 meters, so the temperature is quite comfortable. It's warm during the day, and during the night it cools down. It's really great. There's some nightlife, zona rosa, but it's not like huge. What to say, you have the most famous tourist destination in the coffee triangle. You have Salento and Cocora Valley. I like Cocora Valley a lot, and Salento I don't like it all, because what happened in Salento? It's kind of those, to me, those failed tourist destinations that were not able to maintain its uniqueness, its originality. So you have more gentrification, many foreigners buying houses, they convert them into hostels. You have many backpackers, you have all the negative sides that's coming with mass tourism. And like the locals, it's for some it's now too expensive, so they move away, and it really lost a lot of its charm, which is very sad because it used to be one of those nice coffee towns. I don't send my clients to Salento, or I tell them just have a coffee. You will see it's one street and the plaza, the square, and that's actually it. Many people, especially in blogs, backpackers, they say, "Oh, Salento is great, and it's so cool, restaurant, bars." I mean, if you want to go to restaurant, bars, you can do it in your home country. You can do it wherever you want. This is not why you should come to Colombia. And this is actually what happens in Salento. What you have in Salento, it's a center of craftsmanship. This was once a social project. You have different houses where they produce artisanal craft, and it's really cool. It's a little bit away from the center of the town. You have to find it, but it's really cool what they produce over there. But the 2 or 3 times I visited them, there was nobody. So you see, the main tourism just focuses on the center of the town. Then Cocora Valley is also great for hiking, but be careful. If you go on weekends or on public holidays, it can be very packed. And last year on Easter, what happened is that also many Colombians went, and everybody goes by car, so they had a huge traffic jam, and people were waiting in the traffic jam 6 hours. It was a huge mess. So if you go to Cocora Valley, I recommend you go during the week, much better, because then you're alone and you have really the great experience. Also, what is even the better experience, when you go to Salento, you not go to Cocora Valley, but you go towards Tolima. There is actually a road, and 1 to 2 hours they also offer biking over there, and there you also find the wax palm, which is the national tree, and you find huge wax palm forests over there, and that's a great area, and there's nobody. It's not famous, not at all, nobody knows about it, and this is a great alternative then to going to Cocora Valley. Then also, what is some cool stuff what you can do in Quindío is you can go to Filandia. Filandia, they learned from Salento, so they try to keep the town in their own hands, to maintain the infrastructure, they care of the buildings, and when you go during the week, it's just a local town, local life. It's great. This is where I actually send my clients to have the coffee region, typical village experience. On the weekends, it also can fill up, and you have a mirador, a tower where you can climb up, and when you have clear sight, you can actually see the 13 different towns of Quindío. So that's really a great destination. Then also you have the plan to go to Buena Vista, and this is towards the mountains. And you have Café San Alberto, which is one of the most famous coffee producers of Colombia. And this is a great plan. People usually love it too. Then also you can go to Pijao, which is close to Buena Vista. So you can do that. You can combine that actually. Also, when you're in Armenia, you should visit the Gold Museum if you did not visit the Gold Museum in Bogota, because this is also a great plan. So you have the coffee park, and this is an amusement park with, of course, coffee as the main topic. It's, I would say, more of a Colombian plan, but if you want to go try it, you will find more information online, of course. And then also you can go to the Park Los Arios, and what you find there, you find elves, like real elves. We will show you a picture right away, me and the elves. And then, which is also a great plan, is the Quindío Botanical Garden. It's beautiful. And you also have a house with the butterflies. Botanical Garden Quindío, go there. It's great. You see birds and plants and butterflies. It's really beautiful. Then we go up north, the department of Risaralda, and the capital is Pereira. And it's actually the biggest city of the Coffee Triangle. I have almost 500,000 inhabitants. Temperature is also great. It's on 1,400 meters above sea level. This is 4,600 feet. And there is a little further away from Pereira where you can go Apia. And this is a coffee growing region, and it's uphill, and you see the valley. It's just beautiful. From Apia there is actually a road going until Quito. This is the capital of the Choco, and the whole region, it's beautiful. There's no tourism, just coffee farmers. So if you go to Risaralda and you want to have a unique coffee experience, go to Apia. Beautiful. The region is just stunning. There are no really good hotels in Apia, but around Risaralda there are some good hotels. And then a very famous place in Risaralda is Termales Santa Rosa de Cabal. We also have a video of that. During the week it's good to go, but it can fill up quite with people. Hot springs, it's the most famous hot springs in the Coffee Triangle, so you will find many Colombians, and usually there are many people. You will not be alone, but it's beautiful. You have the waterfall. It's an awesome place. Then we go further north to the department of Caldas, and the capital is Manizales. Usually that's the coldest region, and in Manizales it's quite cold. When we went there, it was warm. It was like 26 degrees, and everybody was like, oh, it's so hot, it's like in a desert. Which is very, very funny, because 26 is actually very, very comfortable, but for them it was like super hot. And Manizales has 370,000 inhabitants, and it's on 2,100 meters. So it's lower than Bogota, but the climate, I would say it's very similar in terms of temperature. And there you have also Nevado del Ruiz, where you have a volcano which is partly active. So it's not always open to go. Sometimes you can go, sometimes not. It depends on the season, on the heartbeat of the volcano. Also, the department of Caldas is very famous for its hot springs. You have different hot springs, which are cool. You have Termales del Ruiz, you have Termales La Quinta, you have 3 more, which I don't remember the name, but you will find everything in the travel guide. Then what is really cool is you have one of my favorite heritage towns, which is called Salamina. It's 2 hours north from Manizales, and it's beautiful. It's so untouched, no tourism. And then also close to Salamina you have a forest of the wax palms. It's called Bosque de la Samaria. It's a great plan. But if you go there, it's 1 million turns. It's a bit of a hassle getting there, but once there, it's beautiful. It's a great plan. And also, if you go to Salamina, you also can go to Aguadas, which is 90 minutes more, and this is also one of the most beautiful towns of Colombia. And then we have the department of Tolima, which is on the other side of the Nevado del Ruiz. And there's actually not much to say about that. You have Ibagué, which is the capital, which is small. 500,000 inhabitants, comfortable temperature, and the only destination I see as a tourist destination is the Cañón del Gombaima. This is a valley very close to Ibagué, and I've never seen and heard so many birds like in that valley. It's impressive. You also have the possibility to climb the Nevado del Ruiz. You have some guides, and then you need mountaineer equipment like professional equipment because you have snow on the peak, and you have some cool stuff you can do in that valley. And this is actually it. It's small, it's very Colombian, and like the 3 times I went, I never seen foreigners, and people looked at me because foreigners are not seen so much over there. But it's actually a very cool place. You also have a cable car and a restaurant on the other side. Then what we found is people are investing. We have some new hotels in the Coffee Triangle, upscale, very cool stuff. So where we didn't go, but people showed us pictures and told us, oh, that's a really cool place you should visit next time, and we will do, is Nido del Condor. And this is very cool because they have those cabins where you have the balcony and you can see like the whole valley, and you actually can see the birds, the condors. Then we have Resort del Café. We'll show you some footage, which was not officially open, and that's a great hotel, high quality. It's 10 minutes away from the golf course of Caldas. Great hotel with the hammocks outside. I love that place. Then we have close to Armenia, we have the Hotel Biohabitat, which is also 1.5 years old, very new, very cool, very stylish. And then of course you have the ones we already know. We have the Hotel Visus. They expanded their spa outside, very cool, and the suites, they have great suites, I love them. I told them they have to invite me to spend some nights in their suites because they're on the first floor, and they're just awesome. And then you have, of course, Hacienda Venezia, which is a classic with 3 different types of accommodation. It's just great. Then you have Finca Villanora with this old couple still producing coffee in this classic coffee triangle mansion. People just love that. That's so original. The rooms are quite tiny, but the experience is so good. And then we have, of course, Estrella de Monte, which is something we sell a lot. It's great price for a great hotel, really beautiful place. And we have Termales La Quinta, which I just had clients, they wanted to go and it's booked out. It's a bit of a hassle because you cannot arrive by car. The last 20 minutes you have to go by horse. It's Termales La Quinta. Oh, we have a video of that. It's one of the most beautiful places I've been in Colombia. It's so great. I want to go again. Then, like always, where to drink a coffee in the Coffee Triangle. You can drink coffee everywhere, but be aware, you will mostly in the classic places you will get the tinto. That means people just boil water, they put coffee inside, and then that's the tinto. It's not like espresso machine and cappuccino or whatever. No, the classic coffee, it's the tinto. Nightlife in the Coffee Triangle, there is nightlife. Of course, Salento with all the backpackers. Then also in the capitals, you have Zona Rosas, you have bars and restaurants and clubs, but it's not like super wild nightlife you find there. But you can go out and dance and drink, so that will be no issue. Then also we have a cultural agenda, and the most famous ones are in January, Feria de Manizales, which is awesome. I heard I have to go because it's very cool. In the coffee region, they use those wheelie jeeps, and what they do, they pack them full and then they dance because they skip them on the back wheels and then they turn, and it's like dancing, pirouettes. And no, it's a great parade, and then I have to go. Then you have in June, Fiesta Nacional del Café, August, Fiestas de las Cosechas, and in September, Festivo de Sabores, Sonidos y Saberes. You also find in the blog section where we have on the homepage all the festivals of Colombia. Eating in the Coffee Triangle. The only one I can tell you actually which is very famous is Elena Adentro, which is in Filandia. You should visit, it's great. Great food, great ambience. And in general, in the coffee triangle, you eat good and sometimes a lot. The best time to visit the coffee triangle. I visited the coffee triangle so many times in so many different months, and you know, it's so green because it just rains. It's also, there's dry season and wet season, but it can rain every time. Don't go there during public holidays, Easter week or Christmas and first week or second week of January, because it can fill up with national tourism a lot. So rain season actually is from April to November, and the rest is from January to March is actually the main season. But as I said, you can go there every time. Then also, how to get there. You have airports in all the capitals, you have connections to the Caribbean coast, you have some international flights. If you need details, we have all the flight connections within our travel guide on the website. Then also you have bus terminals in all the capitals, and within the coffee triangle you can get around by bus. But usually, if you really want to visit stuff and see different sites, I recommend getting a car and a driver to driving around, because it's not like a big city where you have connections all the time to all the places. So having a professional transport is really a big advantage in the coffee triangle. And if you're a golf player, coffee triangle is perfect. You have 3 golf courses, all of them very close to each other and very good quality. So playing a week in the coffee triangle, awesome plan. What I like and what I don't like about the coffee triangle. What I love about the coffee triangle are the people. I would say they're among the most friendliest Colombians in Colombia. They have a very nice dialect, and they're so hospitable. It's incredible. I always think, oh, next second they will invite me to have dinner with their family. They're so nice. And also the region, it's spectacular. The landscapes with the mountains and the valleys, and it's just, with this region, everybody can fall in love right away. It's really one of the most beautiful regions in Colombia, that's for sure. So what I hate about the coffee triangle, it's not really hate, but it's a bit of a hassle. The connection roads between when you drive from Bogota like me, or you want to drive by bus from Medellin like backpackers, then it can happen when you have rain, that the roads are closed because of landslides or whatever. So that really can happen. Besides that, no, everything's lovely, everything's perfect, it's so beautiful. I could live there. But because my business is here in Bogota, I live here in Bogota, more important, maybe one day when I retire in 50 years, I will move to the coffee triangle. So that's it, the coffee triangle travel guide, also on our webpage. You can search it, Coffee Triangle Travel Guide, Belecanus, you will find it. I hope this video is for help for you. Don't miss to hit the subscribe button, the bell, and tell everybody who wants to travel to Colombia that they will find information on our channel. If you have questions or whatever, write them down in the comment section, in the description section, you will have further information. I send you all the best wishes from Bogota and hope to see you soon back here on my channel, or even better, here in Colombia. See you next time. Here's Colombiafrank.